The course project for our exploration team is CaramBot, which is carried out by Samant, Suprita, Bhagyashree, and Varun under the guidance of Nandish Hunbi sir. Problem definition. The need statement for our course project is that there is a requirement of a carom playing robot for the user for playing the carom game. Therefore, we should design a carom bot which has semi-automatic working, should be manufactured at low cost, should be stable and rigid, and should accept the input from the user and change the angle of the board and strike the coins. The constraint is that the carom board should be of dimensions 29 centimeter. It should function for 2 to 3 hours continuously. It is to be manufactured before 10 weeks. In function tree, we have divided the carom board into 4 important units. The first one is the moving unit. The moving unit includes the movement of the robot on either side of the board when the input is given by the user. Second unit is the arm unit. The change in direction of the arm is possible when the input is given from the user. The third unit is the striking unit. It includes the holding of the striker and then aiming it to strike the coins. The fourth unit is the housing unit. It houses the entire unit of the carom board. Functional clustering. The movement of the robot by accepting the input from the user forms the moving unit. The change in direction of the arm by accepting the input from the user forms the arm unit. Holding the striker and then aiming to strike the coins forms the striking unit. And at last, the housing unit houses these all entire units. These are the main subsystems which we have identified in our course project: movement unit, rotating unit, and striking unit. These are the 4 generated concepts designed by our team. So we decided the third concept as a design for the carom board. I will hand over the further presentation to Samant.
So, now I am going to explain you about virtual implementation phase related to our course project, that is Caramba. Firstly, our course project has been divided into 3 subsystems mainly, that is moment unit, rotating unit and a striking unit. Now we can see that our entire 3D model consisting of 3 subsystems. Here each subsystem is combined with other to form the entire system. Now I am going to play this video so that you can see all the subsystems and the entire system. Here now you can see the entire system and all the subsystems. The first subsystem is moment unit or the moment subsystem. Second one is rotating unit or the rotating subsystem. And third one is striking subsystem. And a carom board placed in between the moment unit or the moment subsystem. So now let us see all the subsystems one by one. The first subsystem now I am going to deal about is moment unit or the moment subsystem. So in this unit or the subsystem we can see that a carom board is placed in between the rack and pinion and a wheel, and a DC motor is connected to rack and pinion such that when the DC motor rotates, the rack and pinion and the entire system rotates. Now the second subsystem or the second unit that we are going to deal is rotating unit. In this unit we can see that a DC motor is connected for rotating the arm or the striking part of the board, which is connected to this unit, that is rotating unit, such that the striking part sets the proper direction before striking the striker. Now let us move on to the third subsystem, that is striking subsystem. In this subsystem, a DC motor is connected to the striking part such that when the DC motor rotates, the striking part hits the striker with a certain force such that the striker moves and hits the coin and the coin goes to the pocket. So now we saw that all the now I will hand over the explanation part to Suprita.
This is a circuit diagram of our system. The components that we are using are three DC motors, three 2-channel relay modules, breadboard, Arduino Mega and connecting wires. Three DC motors are connected to 2-channel relay modules as shown in the circuit. These three DC motors are controlled by giving the input from keypad. Input given from the keypad is transmitted to DC motor using Arduino Mega. So this what we can see in the circuit, the connections as shown. The DC motor is connected to Arduino Mega, breadboard and the 2-channel relay modules. So this was the circuit diagram of the entire system. Next we are moving to the flow chart of the entire system. So when we start the process, the power gets turned on, which in turn gets on the Arduino Mega, and relay modules gets powered on, and we can get the input from the keypad. When we get the input from the keypad, the first DC motor gets powered on, and which is used for the movement of the robotic arm. And after the first motor getting powered on, second DC motor gets powered on, which is used for the angular movement, and which in turn next third DC motor gets powered on, which is used for striking the coin. When all the three DC motor gets powered on, it will hit the striker and the process comes to an end, which is stop. If we want to hit the coin again, we are going back to the input from keypad, and then all the three DC motors gets powered on and it will hit the target. So this process continues. So this was the flowchart of the entire system. Then we come to the bill of materials required. So we are using DC motor with the specification operating voltage 4.5 volt to 9 volt, and the battery size is 27.5 mm into 20 mm into 15 mm, and the quantity required is 3. And the second part is microcontroller, and it is made up of Arduino Mega. And the specification of the microcontroller is operating voltage is 5 volt and digital input output pin is 54, analog input and input pins is 16, and the quantity required is 1. Next, the third part is that acrylic sheet, and it is made up of polystyrene, which is tough, and the quantity required is 2, and the fabrication process needed is cutting and bending. Fourth part is the cylindrical pipe, and the quantity required is 1, and the fabrication process needed is cutting and bending. Fifth one is the relay module, which is 2-channel relay interface board, and it is maintained at 5 volt, and the quantity required is 3. Next, the battery with the specification 5 volt. This is the bill of the material required for the entire system. And next, motor sizing and battery sizing of the entire system. We are using 3 DC motors in a system. So one is 10 RPM, which is used for the movement of the robotic arm, and the second one is at 3.5 RPM, which is for the purpose of angular movement of the arm, and the third one is at 60 RPM for striking of the coin. This is the motor sizing for the system, and the battery sizing for the system is, so the actuator that we are using is DC motor, and the quantity of the motors used are 3, and the battery is required is 1 with the specification 5 ampere with 12 volt. Duration up to which the battery supplies energy is 5.5 hours. So this was all the regarding circuit diagram, flow chart, bill of materials and motor sizing and battery sizing of the entire system. Next part will be explained by Varun.
Now I'll be explaining about the modeling and the simulation part of a course project. This is the circuit diagram which we'll be using for our course project. Here we use three DC motors as our actuators, one battery, and an Arduino and a keypad. Here in our course project, we have found three subsystems. One is the movement, and second is the angular, third is the striking part. For each of the subsystems, we'll be using one DC motor. So for one DC motor, we'll be connecting two relays, as same as for the other two DC motors. One DC motor needs two pins so that it rotates in both the directions. So one DC motor has two pins, and total there are six pins for three DC motors. And for the keypad, we'll be using 8 pins. Now this is our code. This is our code which we'll be using for our carom bot. In this code, we can clearly see the 6 pins we'll be using for our DC motor, and these are the 8 pins we'll be using for our keypad. And this is how our code looks like. Now I'll start the simulation. So the simulation has started. So here we can see the message which we need to look at to make our uh, model work. So if we press 1, motor rotates in the left direction. Message can be seen here. If 2, then the motor starts to rotate in the right side of the direction, which is the movement of the bot. And when 3, the hand moves in an anti-clockwise direction, and same as 4, it changes its direction to the clockwise. And when we press 5, then the motor strikes, which is a striking unit. And when we press 6, it stops. All the motors stop, and this is how our model works. Thank you. This was all about our course project, Carom bot.